Could eating and drinking things that have come out of a can disrupt your hormones and in turn mess with your hairline? Which we're all trying to protect and keep low for as long as we can, right? The thing is, it's pretty much everywhere. And we know that BPA is an endocrine disruptor and can interfere with your body's hormone system, including testosterone, estrogen, and thyroid hormones. BPA can leach into foods and drinks when it's used in the inner lining of cans or in certain plastic containers and bottles. This chemical is part of an epoxy resin that prevents corrosion and keeps the metal from reacting with the food, but it's not perfectly stable. When cans are heated during processing or when acidic or fatty foods like tomatoes, soups, or tuna sit in these containers over time, BPA can slowly migrate into the food. The same thing can happen with plastic bottles or plastic containers, especially if they're microwaved or left in the sun or reused repeatedly, right? All of these have been linked to different forms of hair loss like androgenetic alopecia. I'm not here to make you paranoid or start tossing out every can in your house. And if you've got a full, thick head of hair, you're probably fine eating your chili straight from the can. But for those who have looked in the mirror and thought, was that patch always this thin? This might be something worth paying attention to. We're talking about BPA or bisphenol A, which is a chemical used in the lining of canned foods, soda cans, some plastic bottles, food containers, and this is finally getting the attention it deserves, thermal paper receipts, which we come into contact with on a daily basis. More on that in a bit. Studies have shown that BPA can reduce testosterone levels, which is a big deal because testosterone and its more potent form DHT plays a key role in hair growth, particularly in men. At the same time, BPA has also been linked to disruptions in thyroid hormone production, which helps regulate metabolism and the hair growth cycle. When your thyroid is off, it can push more hair follicles into the resting phase, leading to increased shedding, which is the last thing you want if you're already doing things to slow down hair loss. And yes, while BPA may not be the main villain or the only villain behind your hair loss, it's certainly capable of stirring up the kind of hormonal chaos that can make it worse, a lot worse. A 2013 study published in the journal Fertility and Sterility found that higher urinary BPA concentrations were significantly associated with lower total testosterone levels in adult men. These hormonal shifts can have wide-ranging effects, including impacts on hair growth, energy, metabolism, and also mood, especially in individuals already prone to imbalances. Now, before we continue, a quick interruption for a message from today's sponsor, which happens to be me. If you're looking for a natural solution to prevent thinning hair or to fight thinning hair, you should check out my serum with award-winning ingredient Densital, which is made from microalgae. Densital has been shown in studies to promote a 4-fold increase in hair density compared to epidermal growth factor, or EGF, and a 2-fold increase over minoxidil, highlighting its potential for stimulating significant hair regrowth. Bicouple was found in a 3-month independent clinical study to increase hair density by 22.5% and reduce hair loss by over 60%, demonstrating its efficacy in improving overall hair fullness and reducing shedding. The serum also contains rosemary oil, ginger, and licorice root extract, and vitamins A and C. I'm very proud of this product and what it does. I've been using it for a while and I love the results I'm getting. Densital is a patented microalgae complex, which also includes ascorbic acid and arginine, and it may stimulate hair follicle activity and promote stronger, thicker hair by enhancing scalp microcirculation and collagen support. Bicouple combines with soy and wheat germ extracts to activate stem cells and prolong the hair growth phase, which helps reduce hair loss and increases density. Rosemary oil has been shown to improve scalp circulation and inhibit DHT. Licorice root extract may help soothe scalp inflammation, open up pores, and reduce hair loss by balancing hormones and improving follicle health. Ginger contains circulatory boosting and antioxidant properties that can help nourish hair follicles and potentially support hair growth by reducing oxidative stress. Vitamin A supports healthy cell turnover in the scalp, which is essential for maintaining nourished hair follicles and encouraging growth. And vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect hair follicles from free radical damage and it supports collagen production, which we know is vital for hair structure and strength. I use the serum a few times per week. It's super easy to apply and the consistency is not thin. It's not gonna run down your face. And it's not oily at all. A lot of other serums with rosemary oil are very oily, and you have to wash your hair twice afterwards. So I just massage it in for a few seconds. I do it right over here. And I do that on days when I know I'll wash my hair the next morning. So I leave it on overnight, and then in the morning, I wash my hair. Click on the link in the description box to order a bottle or to find out more. And shipping in the US is free right now. Okay, back to the video. So while the connection between BPA and hair loss isn't 100% confirmed, and it would be great if someone did a study on this specifically, there is strong reason to suspect BPA could contribute to hair loss. If you're someone who's actively trying to thicken or regrow your hair, limiting your exposure to BPA could be one more piece of the puzzle. How do you avoid BPA? Here are the most common sources of BPA exposure you should watch out for. Number 1, canned foods, especially acidic ones like tomatoes and soups. If you're looking to cut down on BPA exposure from canned foods, and I think you should, the best alternatives are fresh or frozen foods, obviously. Frozen vegetables, fruits, and even soups are typically packaged in BPA-free materials and retain their nutrients well, sometimes even better than canned. Glass jars are another excellent option for things like beans, sauces, and pickled foods. And of course, fresh produce and bulk dry goods like lentils or rice not only help you avoid BPA, but also reduce your intake of preservatives and added sodium, which is often found in canned goods. And when you do buy packaged items, look for labels that say BPA free. 2, plastic bottles. BPA leaches into water from plastic bottles, and we have known this for a while, especially when those bottles are exposed to heat, like being left in a hot car, in direct sunlight, or even washed repeatedly in a dishwasher. Over time, heat and wear can break down the plastic, allowing BPA to seep into the water inside. This is especially common in older or lower quality plastics that aren't specifically labeled BPA free. To reduce exposure, it's best to avoid using disposable plastic water bottles altogether. Instead, switch to reusable bottles made from stainless steel or glass or high quality BPA free plastic. If you do use plastic bottles occasionally, keep them out of the heat and replace them regularly. Next, receipts. Thermal paper used for receipts is often coated in BPA. So thermal receipts, which is basically the receipts we get everywhere, coffee shops, restaurants, gas stations, stores, those receipts use BPA as a color developer in the printing process. Now, they use these receipts because they're a lot cheaper and you don't have to buy ink for these printers, right? Thermal paper is coated with heat-sensitive chemicals, BPA, that react when exposed to a heated printhead, and then that produces text or images without the need for ink. And when you touch these receipts, BPA can be absorbed directly through your skin and enter your bloodstream. Unlike BPA in food containers, which is ingested, this dermal absorption bypasses the liver's filtering process, potentially making it more biologically active and disruptive. It's crazy. Repeated exposure, such as handling receipts daily, can lead to a buildup of BPA in the body where it may interfere with hormone regulation, including testosterone and thyroid function. And we know these two systems are deeply connected to hair growth and overall health. Apparently, some receipts are labeled as BPA free. I actually haven't seen that anywhere. But keep in mind, they may still contain similar chemicals like BPS, which can just be as harmful. Next, plastic food containers. Plastic food containers, especially older ones that aren't labeled BPA free, can leach small amounts of BPA into your food, particularly when they're microwaved, scratched, or used to store hot or acidic foods. Over time, heat and wear can break down the plastic's structure, allowing BPA to migrate into the food or liquid inside, which we then ingest. And to minimize this exposure, it's best to avoid microwaving plastic containers altogether and replace old or worn plasticware. Safer alternatives include glass containers with silicone lids, stainless steel lunchboxes, and ceramic bowls for heating food. And last, soda cans and energy drinks in cans. This one sucks. I love the occasional energy drink, and by occasional I mean daily. But yeah, most canned beverages are lined with an epoxy-based resin that often contains BPA to prevent the liquid from reacting with the metal. So while this liner protects the taste and extends shelf life, it can also leach BPA into the drink, especially when the cans are exposed to heat during transportation and storage. And who knows if the Coke Zero or Celsius you're drinking was once stored outside in the heat. There's no way to know that. To reduce exposure, I guess just drink water. I don't know. This one sucks. I don't think there's a single energy drink that doesn't come in a can. I really hope companies start making BPA-free cans soon. So yeah, it's impossible to avoid all of these. But like I said, I don't touch thermal receipts anymore. And I don't leave plastic bottles or cans in the sun or heat. And I don't use old plastic food containers. And I now soak and cook beans instead of buying canned beans, which is a lot cheaper too. And all those together make a difference, I'm sure. Leave me a comment how you're eliminating BPA exposure. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you learned something from today's video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.